Hello, hello. Welcome back for another day, another Thursday of Launch Codes Football. I am Daniel.
And I'm Chelsea, and if you're watching this podcast on a video platform, you'll notice that my background is the Los Angeles Rams logo, which will be explained later.
Yeah, because it's it's gonna be a doozy this weekend. We're finally here, folks. It's finally NFL playoff weekend, the wild card weekend, and
Well, I'll tell you what, dude, it's gonna really be a doozy for me because the Hoosiers play in the Peach Bowl on Friday. So I'm gonna go from Peach Bowl on Friday to Wild Card on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's gonna be glorious.
I forgot that Miami's playing Ole Miss tonight.
Saturday,
Oh, Saturday. And who do you Indiana play in the Peach Bowl? They play Georgia. That's right.
Oregon.
Oregon. No, Miami beat Georgia. That's right.
Yep.
Just shows how much I've been following college football. I think Miami.
You
I
gotta watch IU this weekend, dude. You gotta.
Yeah, I got. I'm going. I've been watching the playoffs a bit, but from what I've seen so far, it does look like it's going to become an Indiana Miami national championship, which is going to be insane.
That Chambliss kid at Ole Miss is pretty good, though. Wouldn't shock me if they won.
No,
I do
no.
think, though, Oregon Indiana is probably the national championship matchup just the week before, but we'll see. So I'll be stressed on Friday. I'll be stressed on Saturday watching the Panthers. I'll be stressed on Sunday. Does anyone that I care about play on Sunday? No, but I'll still be stressed. It's going to be great.
Just general stress.
Yeah.
My stress doesn't come till Monday night, which we got. That's gonna be. Oh man, this.
I hope you beat the Texans, by the way. Please, for my sad AFC South heart, please beat the Texans.
I'm I'm not gonna jinx anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to be a. It's gonna be a good, clean matchup. But yeah, It's finally here. It's finally wild card weekend, and we're gonna pick. We're gonna have to decide for the playoffs. Just like we go back and forth, see who gets the most correct games, who gets the most wrong games. Because knowing our preseason predictions, or my personal preseason predictions, I have to be right about something. I was wrong about so many stuff.
Fair.
Wrong about so many stuff in the preseason. So much stuff didn't make sense. Matthew Stafford was supposed to have a bad back, and next thing you know, he looks like he's the MVP.
Probably is the MVP. Though that TikTok we posted of should Drake May be the MVP or not, dude, people were duking it out on that. They were like, of course not. Well, obviously. No. Yes. I was watching the comments. I was like, wow, the people are impassioned.
It's Patriots fans. Once they got a certain amount of wins against, a week schedule, we're not gonna talk about that. Once they got a certain amount of wins,
It was a weak schedule, but that's beside the point.
then they come out in droves. They come out and they just
With their
oh,
Tom Brady jerseys.
hopefully the Chargers put an end to that, but I doubt it. But we're gonna talk about the all six playoff games this week, and we're going to start with the NFC first. And the first game in the NFC that we're gonna talk about is Green Bay at the Bears on
The
Saturday
Bears
night.
had to. Sorry. I mean, Daniel's taken it from me 2 weeks in a row. So, it's just a matter of time.
It's interesting. This is only the third playoff matchup between these two teams. They played, I think
Wow.
they played pre-World War II, I think in 1940 or 41. And then they had
Wow.
the NFC Championship game with Rodgers beating them in like 2011.
Right.
And both games were in Chicago. The Packers had never hosted the Bears in the playoffs. And I believe both
That's
games,
crazy.
I want to say they split. I think the Bears won the first matchup and the Packers obviously won the second one, but don't quote me. But you think for a rivalry that's supposed to be the biggest rivalry in football, quote unquote, yeah, it's not.
Historic.
It's not even historically the big. That I'm sorry, go on tangent. That rivalry is such an overrated rivalry. It's like it's like when people used to say like the Red Sox and Yankees were like a great rivalry for all these years. They weren't. It was a hammer and nail rivalry until the early 2000s. That's when it started becoming a back and forth. Before that, it was literally the Yankees win and the Red Sox almost win sometimes.
That's true. Hey,
Just
maybe this is the onset of the truest version of the Packers Bears rivalry.
yeah, because if the Packers win after the crazy season the Bears had, that'll be insane. But I don't think that's the case because I honestly think I've been a Bears hater this entire year, and I wear that as a badge of honor.
He really does, guys. He hasn't
I
picked them once all year, I don't think.
I think I might actually, and of course, the one time I'm going to pick them to go lose, but I'm going to actually pick them in this week just because I have the Packers are a little too inconsistent for me. The Bears kind of scared me what they just did against the Lions or what they didn't do in terms of their offense didn't look good. And then the week before that, San Francisco basically ran up and down the field on them. Brock Purdy looked like the best quarterback in the league. So they don't have the best offense. I just think Green Bay, they're not the healthiest team at the moment. Love hasn't played, and granted part of that's because they already clinched up the wild cards. They didn't have to play, but he hasn't played in a second. They still don't have Michael Parsons in there on the field
Tucker
anymore.
Kraft is still hurt.
Kraft's been done since like for a while now, and it's really affecting the team. The Packers like they look like after them the Buccaneers after by the end of September, beginning of October, everyone's like, oh, these are the two best teams, and they just injuries and just wear and tear. They just took a downward spiral.
Didn't Josh Jacobs also suffer some kind of mild injury over the past few weeks as well? I don't think he's at 100% either.
No, I want to say he missed a game, but he did suffer. He has had been missed some time because of injury, even if it's like a half or two. So he's definitely not 100% at this moment. And I just feel like the Bears, it's gonna be interesting because I think Roma Duze, I think he's supposed to be coming if he didn't come back
Oh, wow.
if he didn't come back on week 18, he should be playing this week, and that's obviously the most him and more the most dangerous weapons. I just expect honestly just I'm like I'd say like I don't know like 20 27, 24. It's gonna be a close game, but I feel like the Packers they're kind of on more of a downward tier right now. After it's you can't unsee what the heck Derrick Henry did to them 2 weeks ago. That's something that's not just losing, that's getting utterly dominated. And I know Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, but that's still not that Ravens team is not like that impressive. So I can't unsee the fact that just like against an elite team, you didn't look like you belonged on your own Lambeau home field. So I'm picking that Bears for the first time all year, and if they lose, I'm never picking them again.
That's fair. Um, yeah, no, I mean, this is the third time that they will have played this year, which is pretty crazy because I feel like that doesn't happen super often. Might not be accurate. Don't quote me on that. But Packers have injuries. Kraft being out has really affected them. Jordan Love hasn't been consistent. He got a concussion, right? He missed a couple of games because of a concussion
Love,
or
yes.
a yeah. Yeah, so Kraft's out, Parsons is out. Love has been playing through injury and hasn't looked the best consistently. Josh Jacobs probably isn't 100%. Literally, their entire wide receiver core is hurt on the injury list every week. Like they all managed to play, but there was one week like six of their receivers were on the injury report during the regular season, like near the end. And I'm like, how does this happen? I do think that their defense is still good. I on I'm going to pick the Bears in this game, but I think that it's going to come down to two things. Number one, kind of going back to what you mentioned about Derrick Henry and how he ran rampant all over them. Kyle Monagai and Swift need to have a good game. I think if they have a good game, that probably locks it up for the Bears. I do also think, though, that they need to get their tight ends involved because if Rome Odunze comes back, you know that teams are going to key in on him. And he's coming off of an injury, so he's probably not going to be warmed up anyway. So, DJ Moore is your second best option, right? So teams are going to key in on them. Honestly, I think that that is going to leave Cole Kmet and Colson Loveland to have a lot of opportunity and also Luther Burden. I think those three offensive weapons are going to be very important, especially if Rome is back, especially the tight ends. I'd love to see Colson Loveland really get involved in this game. I think he's been underutilized so far on the team. Just generally speaking, I think he's really talented. I mean, he's no Tyler Warren, but I think he's still talented. So I'm going to take the Bears. But would anyone really be that shocked if the Packers won this game? Like, even if they are inconsistent, it would just be very Packers Bears rivalry for the Packers to somehow win this game. But I'm going to take the Bears. I'm going to take them like 24-17. Seems
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think this could be like a 10 point. It's gonna be a one score
It's going to
game.
be 52-50. No, just kidding.
That's still a one score game. It's just a lot of points.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so we both picked the Bears, and I think this next game is gonna be very interesting. San Francisco's traveling to Philadelphia Sunday at 4:30. This, I think this is probably the best game in terms of the NFC. And even though, and you know what? I
He's gonna
think
do it, isn't he?
I think San Fran takes it. I think San Francisco, honestly, I know they looked terrible against Seattle's defense. It wasn't a good look. I know Eagles still have a really good defense. I just don't think Philadelphia just. I do not trust that offense whatsoever. I do not trust Kevin Patullo. I do not trust Jalen Hurts to. I'm not sure. I have there's so many debates I've had. Like when me and Matt's a different person on this podcast than he is in real life because we'll just go back and forth the entire time. I honestly think Jalen Hurts, in terms of quarterbacks in the NFC East, is probably number three. I would take Daniels in front of him when he's healthy, and I would take Dak. I've been more impressed by Dak
There's a debate.
I've been a lot more impressed by Dak this year in terms of just being able to keep the Cowboys in games. The Cowboys have a good defense. He's just been keeping Dallas afloat. And I feel like you put Dak on Philadelphia. I think that team's 14. That team's up there with Seattle and San Francisco as the best in the Rams and the best in the conference. I feel like Hurts. He's too inconsistent for me. And I do think at the end of the day, I'm going to trust a team with Brock Purdy. I think is a better quarterback at the moment. I'm going to trust a team that's I feel is better well coached. The Eagles, and I think one thing that has to be said with this, the Eagles, if they go down early, those fans are going to boo like crazy. Yes, Philadelphia has no problem hating on their own people.
That's true.
It's like they call it the city for brotherly love because that was the old Emmitt Smith line. They call it the city of brotherly love because they ain't got no love for no brother. Um,
That's funny.
so I'm taking this is a game that I think can actually be not a blowout, but a two-score game. This is the Eagles remind me too much of them 2 years ago when they had a nosedive and then Tampa ran roughshod over them in the wild card round. I can see San Francisco taking this game. I'm gonna say 20, probably like I don't want to say 27. No, I'll say 27 games. I'm correct. I'm gonna say like 27 to like 17.
Okay, we're gonna differ a bit here. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Number one, because the San Francisco 49ers are so injured. I don't know if you saw, but they lost Bethune. He's either a linebacker or a safety. They lost for the season. I
Yeah,
think he has a hamstring injury.
he's linebacker.
That is arguably one of their best players left after all of the injuries. I just, I know they've overcome it all year, and honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they managed to win this game, but I'm going to take the Eagles in this. Now, in regards to Jalen Hurts, I know that there is, hot debate over is he good? Is he not? His stats look better on paper, but if you actually watch him in real life, sometimes he's just not that impressive, which is fair. I've watched some Eagles games this season, and he's just had moments where I'm like, dude, what are you doing? But let me just read you his stats real quick. He's played 16 games this season. He has a 64.8% completion percentage on 3,200 yards, and he has 25 passing touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He also has 8 rushing touchdowns. So he is 33-6. That is not, to me, at least on paper, the kind of guy that is third in the division in quarterbacks. Now, if we're talking straight up talent, I'm going to put Daniels over him because I think his ceiling is higher
Yeah.
because we've seen what he can do. But if we're just talking about this year, I know Daniels has been hurt, but even when he's played, I'm going to put Hurts at 2. I think, though I think Daniels could surpass him, especially if he gets healthy next year and he plays a whole season. Wouldn't shock me. But Jalen Hurts' stats really are not that bad. He also has 421 rushing yards. So he has, in total, like 3,700 total yards this year and 33 touchdowns, which is pretty good compared to 6 interceptions. Now, I know he's had some fumbles as well. Like, he's had 4 fumbles. So, okay, put it up 33-10. So he's 3-1, which still is pretty good. But like I said earlier, you watch him, he has some moments where you're like, dude, what are you doing? How did you miss that guy who's wide open? Like, how could you not get that play? Why didn't you run? So I'm not saying he's perfect. I think he might be a little bit hated on, overly hated on. I think he's top 10. I mean, I don't think he's like top 3 or anything, like nothing crazy.
I
But his stats are good. Now, yeah, the eye test is a different story, but his stats at least are good.
I don't think he's top 10, honestly. I don't even I think
Really?
he I don't even
Wow.
say no, he is not. After what from this year, I think in terms of I think Stafford in front of him. I'm going
Yeah,
based just simply on this year, so I'm not even putting Daniels up there because Daniels missed most of the season. I'm putting Stafford ahead of him. I'm putting Dak
me
ahead of
too.
him.
Yep.
I'm probably putting Purdy ahead of him. Just going for the it's close. I still
I think that's debatable.
and the I'm just going through like division by division. In the AFC, I'm definitely
You taking
putting
Sam Darnold over him?
just strictly off of this year. Probably I'll take Sam Darnold. It's close,
With his
but
5 interception game?
so Hurts had a 5 interception game.
That's true.
Like, but that's not even talking about the AFC quarterback because the AFC has all the great quarterbacks. They have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. They have when healthy Mahomes. I just don't feel like
Joe Burrow,
Burrow,
Trevor Lawrence at this point.
Daniel Jones before he blew out his Achilles was up
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
But
If I would
I
say at maximum, he's probably fringe top 10. Jalen Hurts, like 8, 9,
yeah,
10,
he's
something
like
like that at the
I put him
highest.
like the 9 to 12 range. I probably lean toward more
Yeah.
towards like 11 and 12. My big thing is the measurement of me trusting a quarterback has to be is if it's like third and long, do I trust him to get this first down? And throughout the year, it's like Jalen Hurts has slowly been eroding that trust. Yeah,
That's fair.
on third and four, and third and three, I think he can get the first down because he can use his legs. He can do a screen pass to Saquon. But if it's third and eight, third and nine, I don't trust him outside of him just throwing it up to AJ Brown and just hoping he makes a play. I don't trust him making that play. Um,
Now, I will say, if there is one catastrophic flaw that he's had this year, statistically speaking, he has been sacked 32 times. Now, any casual fan knows that the Eagles' O line has taken a significant step back this year.
yeah,
I mean, you lose Jason Kelsey, they've had injuries, et cetera, et cetera. Now, all 32 sacks are not the O line's fault. I would say probably at least a third of those are due to Jalen Hurts holding on to the ball too long. So, his O line is not doing him any favors, but at the same time, just throw it away. But I will say, AJ Brown has gotten more consistent over the last 6 weeks. Like he has posted at least 3 or 4 100-yard games, I think. Now, Saquon has had an interesting year. He still surpassed 1,000 yards, but not by a lot. He only had
no,
1,100 yards, which is
no.
pretty low for Saquon, all things considering. So
After
it'll be interesting to see how it goes, but I'm still going to take the Eagles, I think.
yeah, after last year, I think Saquon's gonna have a major step back. He had over 400 touches last year, and this so
He's only had 7 touchdowns this year in the rush game. Isn't that crazy?
yeah. Plus, honestly going back to the AJ Brown thing, I think they've been forcing the ball to Brown more often because Brown doesn't mind criticizing Hurts and the Eagles in the media. So I think,
Honestly, though, I think they should force it to him. He's their best weapon outside of Saquon.
but the thing they're forcing it to him, but I feel like they're not giving him. Dallas guy gets probably like 2 or 3 catches a game, and
One of which is for a touchdown.
yeah, he always seems to find a touchdown.
Yep.
He has like Dallas guy is the perfect 3 catches for 17 yards and a touchdown game.
Yep.
Devonta Smith, he basically just he's been basically ignored. I'm happy that we're disagreeing on this game because I think the biggest thing is the Eagles have a great defense and the defense probably going to
Hmm.
keep them in the game. But I can easily see the defense getting worn out by the third quarter. And I
Oh,
know
I agree. If the Eagles
Shanahan
can't stay on the field, yeah,
Shanahan will design an offensive scheme to try to wear down that
that's
defense.
true. I
Um,
just, all of the injuries that San Fran has, they just scare me. Like, if you get the version of the Eagles defense where Saquon has a good game, I just, I don't see them winning this game personally. Not that I think it'll be a blowout. Like, I think it'll be like 27-20 or something.
yeah.
But while I expect the Eagles to win this game strictly because of injuries to the 49ers, like I said earlier, it would not shock me if Kyle Shanahan pulled some rando off of his practice squad to start at linebacker and they managed to win this game because that would be the most Kyle Shanahan thing of all time. But I'm still going to take the Eagles as of this moment.
Instead of like Patrick Willis, you get a guy named Willis Patricks or something on your Patrick.
Right.
But
It's like,
well,
oh, I'm Patrick Willis. I just got here. I graduated from college last year. No, you're not Patrick Willis. No, change your
put
name.
put like a Philip Rivers in with us. But
Oh my
well,
gosh, that'd be crazy.
but yeah, this next game it's probably not gonna be as debated. Rams are traveling to Carolina. Yay, Panthers, you're hosting a playoff game, and
Yay.
you're hosting a playoff game against the team you've technically beat this year.
True.
I think they remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have something to say about that. And they're gonna say it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna say it very loud and very painfully.
Yeah, I agree. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, I think they're getting Devonte Adams back for this game as well, right? Because I think he could have played week 18, but they just sat him because they were already in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I think Blake Corum is out though. I'm pretty sure he suffered some kind of bad ankle injury. Don't quote me on that. So they're not full strength, but I mean, you get Adams back with Puka. You have Colby Parkinson at tight end. You have Kyron Williams and Matt Stafford, who's probably the front runner for the MVP. As you can see with my background, I actually will be cheering for the Panthers. I'm going to pull out my OG vintage Christian McCaffrey jersey and my brand new Panthers hat, and I'm going to go all out. But I'm not going to lie, I don't expect the Panthers to win this game. It is hard to beat a team twice, especially if the team you've beaten once already is one of the best teams in football. Against Sean McVay, at least they're at home. I guess they have that going for them. And it'll be good for the fans to be able to attend a playoff game. It's just good for the city of Charlotte. But I will be surprised if the Panthers win this game. I said that when they played the Rams during the regular season and they won. So who knows? But even with the Panthers offense at full strength, I just don't think it compares. I'm probably going to take the Rams 31-17 against the Panthers on
Uh,
Saturday.
Blake Corum, he played week 18, so I assume he's gonna be he.
Oh, okay. I know
So
he had been hurt at one point.
he was, but I think they just have him on limited, right? Because really,
Gotcha.
he's not even the number one running back. Kyron
Yeah,
Williams is still the number one running back, but Corum had 14 carries,
gotcha.
on against the Cardinals. Um,
Yeah, I'm still taking the not the Panthers. I'm taking the Rams 31. I just don't foresee the Panthers beating them again.
yeah, and yeah, this Matthew Stafford is not going to throw back-to-back interceptions in the same in like one in return for a touchdown. I'm taking the Rams. Take this game. I'm going to take them like say 34-20. I think they get like maybe Carolina gets a garbage time touchdown. The Rams out for blood. They're just this is ain't going this ain't
I'm sorry,
not going to be
Panthers fans. I
their
want you to win. I
their
will be
year has
cheering for
schedule.
you.
I say
I
the
just
Panthers a year has schedule. They are a year has schedule. They went 8-9 in any other division. They wouldn't make the playoffs, but they would say this is a good season. They're just a year has schedule. Good. It's a good experience. Good. See Bryce Young playing the playoff game.
good for the fans
Good for
in the
fans. Yep.
city of Charlotte.
Hosting a playoff game. You get some momentum going to the off season, going to next year, saying, okay, let's build off of this. The Rams, no, the Rams, they ain't gonna be pretty. This ain't gonna be pretty.
I agree. I don't foresee the Panthers winning this game, unfortunately.
Now, if they win
But
this
maybe
game,
we'll be eating our words. Maybe when the Super Bowl is on, we'll be eating our words. We'll find out.
and that game is Saturday at 4:30, and then we now switch to we switch to the AFC, and the first game for the AFC will be the Bills traveling to Jacksonville. This will be that's a
This
Sunday
is
award.
probably the best game of the AFC matchups.
Yeah, this is a game between the Jags are the bad team, the Bills have the best player. This is just classic. Can the best player overcome the better team? And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say the
I'm gonna
Bill.
say yes too. I, I'm
I
not
just
just saying that because I'm a Jacksonville hater. I legitimately think Josh Allen is just that good.
yeah, and I legitimately think that Trevor Lawrence will have a game where he throws like had 2 or 3 turnovers. I think this is a game to do it.
I
Um,
don't know. I think Trevor will play well in this game. I just think that Josh Allen will play better.
that's the thing is I guess the main problem is like maybe this is going being prisoner of the past. I saw Trevor Lawrence throw 4 interceptions in in one half of football.
True, but his last third of this season, he's looked like the MVP. If they gave out the MVP for the last 8 games of the season, Trevor Lawrence would be winning it. At one point during a 3 or 4 game stretch, he was 17 touchdowns to 1 interception. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'll say this also. I think in defense of the Bills, they did rest this weekend. They didn't have anything to play for, so they were able to rest James Cook. They were able to rest Josh Allen, put all the stars on the bench, and they still stomped out the Jets. My goodness, the Jets are so bad.
The Jets are so bad. How Aaron Glenn still has a job. I mean, I understand because it was only his,
First year.
but at the same time, you didn't get an interception. So, like, I feel like there's an argument either way. You know what I mean?
Me and you could have gone that year, had just as many interceptions as the Jets players. That's still the
Maybe
cra
you. I don't know about me.
The fact is, they played Tua, Quinn Ewers. They played Mitch Trubisky week 18. They played Josh Allen, who could be a turnover. They played Kirk Cousins. They played bad quarterbacks, and not even a tip ball, not a receiver falling down, not not a
It's a
receiver
pretty embarrassing stat that
dropping.
will never be broken because you can't get negative interceptions.
This, and I say all this, and just in terms of going back to like Jacksonville, I think this is to me this is the best. Yeah, like you said, this is the best game in the AFC this week. I think Jacksonville is a good team. I just they were in the playoffs. How was it? 2 or 3 years ago?
Yes.
It's been a minute.
Remember, it was that game against the Chargers where
Yeah,
Trevor had that horrible first half. Then he threw like 5 touchdowns in the second half. They came all the way back. That was amazing.
yeah, that was awesome. And but I feel like this is the year for because Josh Allen, there's no Mahomes, there's no Joe Burrows, there's no I might make him plural Joe Burrow, there's no Lamar Jackson. This is your year, Josh Allen. This is the year
There's
to
no Daniel Jones.
the best of all the quarterbacks here.
I know. Just wanted to get that
Yeah,
point across.
yeah. So I think this is gonna be a I'll say this game's 24-20 on 23. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think this is gonna be somewhat a defensive game a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
surprised about that.
I agree. I have the Bills taking this game. I think Jacksonville is a good team. Jacksonville has a good defense. They finally have some weapons on offense who can actually catch the ball. They have a good running back. Their quarterback is playing like the MVP. He won't win it because his first half of his season was not good. But the past 6 to 8 games, he's been playing like the MVP. I think that this will be a good game. I think Josh Allen is good enough to overcome the Jacksonville defense. So, unlike you, I think it's actually going to be a relatively high scoring game because Buffalo's defense is only okay. I think it'll be close. I'm Buffalo like 27-24.
Okay. So right now we only have
Though it's been a really impressive season for Jacksonville, though. I
it
mean,
is.
Trevor seems like he's finally found who he was supposed to be. He looks just like he did in college. He's slinging it around, making good decisions these last 6, 7, 8 games. So I just need Buffalo to win. Can
It,
Buffalo just win? Is that too much to ask
it
for
might be.
me, a tiny little sad first round pickless Colts fan? Like, can Josh Allen just like go in there and have 17 touchdowns? Because that would really make me feel a lot better.
Doesn't he, your husband's a Clemson fan.
I know he had. Let me just tell you, dude. My parents 2 years ago bought him a Trevor Lawrence Jacksonville jersey. We're a Colts family. We don't even like Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And my mother bought him that jersey on purpose. And
Looks
every
like
time he puts it on, I'm like, take that off. And he's like, your mom bought it for me. I can't. And I'm like, I don't like you.
it looks like you're Rams family right now.
I
But
know. I just,
but
come on, Josh, don't let me down.
the next game we got the Chargers traveling New England on Sunday night. The Patriots finally gonna have to face someone of caliber. The Chargers, they win the
Their
division, but
defense is pretty
they
good.
made it to the playoffs, but they didn't win the division, but they made it to the playoffs, which is good for me. But yeah, I think even though we joke about the Patriots not playing anyone, I still think New England takes this game pretty. This is gonna be. I think just because I don't like the Chargers in terms of the offensive line, in terms of injuries, I think the Chargers will take for I'll say 23-17. I think it's gonna be again. Is I don't see these teams blowing each other out. I don't see. This is Drake May's first playoff game, so I don't think he's gonna go out and have like 5 touchdown passes. I think John Harbaugh was it? No, Jim's the one in San Diego.
Jim,
San Diego.
come
Los
on, you're a
Angeles,
Steelers fan. You should know this.
the Michigan Harbaugh. He's. I think he will design a game plan and that defenses can execute it that can limit Drake May. I just don't see Herbert being able to put up a lot of points on a New England defense with a hampered offensive line and an average receiving core, to be polite.
I do think Lad McConkey is good, but outside of that, there's definitely
Question
room to
marks.
be desired. Yeah. I'm going to take the Patriots too. I'm not going to take them in a blowout though, because the Chargers actually don't have that bad of a defense. They have some pretty good pass rushers that really aren't that well known across the league. And I mean, you obviously, have some guys in the secondary who are very well known. So I don't think it'll be a blowout. I'm going to take the Patriots like 20-13. I just think the O line is going to be the Chargers' primary problem. I mean, both of their tackles are out. Herbert has been sacked a lot this year. They do have Omari and Hampton back, so that's good. That helps them. But if they're going to win this game, they need Quentin Johnston to step up and have a game. They need him to have like 150 yards in this game if they're to win. And I just don't foresee that happening. So I'm going to take the Patriots 20-13.
Okay. And then Monday Night Football. The Monday Night Playoff game, we have the Texans traveling to the Black and Gold, traveling to Heinz Field, forever Heinz Field.
Forever Heinz Field. I don't care what they say.
Yeah. They play the Steelers. The Steelers are getting back DK Metcalf. The Steelers are hosting a playoff game. The fact is the game's probably gonna be I'm gonna say bad. I'm not gonna say bad weather. It's gonna be definitely gonna be cold. It's Monday night. And the thing is, Mike Tomlin on Monday nights, he's 22-3 and 12-0 when hosting Monday Night Football. Now, the Texans have the best defense in football. The Texans have a pass rush that will make Aaron Rodgers, this is Aaron Rodgers 10 years ago. Aaron Rodgers does not want to get hit. I just don't think the Houston Texans offense is consistent enough, especially against a Steelers team that TJ Watt looked decent on Sunday night. He had a pick. I don't Houston has a terrible running game in Pittsburgh, so I don't even think they'll be able to run the football at
Woody
all.
Marks isn't awful, but he hasn't been spectacular.
It hasn't. It's not good. But I like William Marks, but he is just not. That's if you're telling me you're going to face a top tier run defense like the Steelers, and you're bringing in Woody Marks and an offensive line that has a lot of question marks. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work, Clyde. But so yeah, it's going to come down to you have two really great defenses, two offenses that have struggled immensely this season. That had shown flashes, but only flashes of brilliance. But I still, in terms of like guys, you already know I'm not gonna pick against Steelers. Seventeen
Score
fourteen,
prediction?
17-14, 17-14.
See, I actually think of all of the games that this one might be the most difficult to pick because the Texans defense is so good.
Best in the
Like
league.
them and the Seahawks are just like on another level. And Aaron Rodgers is old and Aaron Rodgers doesn't like getting hit. And Aaron Rodgers really isn't all that mobile unless he literally has no one in his way. I mean, they're going to put their best corner on DK, so it's going to have to be someone who's not DK who's going to beat them. It's going to be
Mhm.
Calvin Austin probably, or
Yeah.
a tight end like Freiermuth
Or
or
Gainwell,
Warren
Gainwell
or
and Warren.
Gainwell. Yeah, they're probably what Petrie. Petrie is a safety, I think. I can't recall who they're. Oh, what's the guy? He played at Alabama. He's their best corner.
That ain't going.
I
That's not gonna help me.
I can't recall his name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. They're gonna put their best guy on DK. So it's gonna have to be someone else who's gonna beat them. Their D line is very good. Their secondary is very good. Derek Stingley is
Okay.
their best corner. So it's either gonna be Petrie, who's really good, or Stingley, who's really good on DK. I don't like the prospects of Aaron Rodgers running from that pass rush. I don't like the prospects of their running game having a lot of success against that front.
Do it.
But
Say
I also don't
it.
like Houston's offense. Like you said, Houston has had their issues running the ball this year, though I will say I think Nico Collins is the best receiver on both teams. That dude is really
Oh
good.
yeah,
He can
easily,
get like 250
easily,
a game. Yeah.
easily,
And
no
they have
question.
good depth as well. I mean, they have a couple of dudes from Iowa State that are rookies that are pretty good. It's going to come down to CJ Stroud. Can CJ Stroud play like the CJ Stroud of his rookie season? That's what it's going to come down to. That's what this game is going to come down to. And I think he will play just good enough to beat the
There we
Steelers. I
go.
don't think he will have a spectacular game because I think TJ Watt's going to be after him all game, but
Yeah.
I think he's going to do just enough to win this game. So I'm going to go 14-10.
Wow, 10 points. Only 10 points for Pittsburgh.
I mean, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to be getting chased by
Yeah.
Will
No,
Anderson, and it's going to be that O line. This game is going to come down to the Steelers O line and CJ Stroud's arm. If the Steelers O line can't block, they're not winning. If CJ can't hit his passes, the Texans aren't winning. That's what it's going to come down to. But I'm going to hedge a bet that CJ Stroud is going to be able to make enough plays to win them this game, but I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be low scoring because Texans defense is so good. And if the Steelers defense plays up to their potential, they are also very good. So we'll see. But I'm going to take the Texans by a slight margin. Though, don't get me wrong, I would rather the Steelers win. Like, if you guys could win, that would be great. If I
yeah.
could see both AFC South teams lose in the same weekend, that would be awesome. So, by all means, win. But I just personally, I have the Houstons by a slight margin.
So we agreed on 4 of the games. The 2 games we disagree on was I had San Francisco and Pittsburgh. You had the Eagles and you have the Texans. And I guess this time on Tuesday, we're gonna figure out who was right, who was wrong, and we're gonna see who the Steelers play in the second round. So yeah. Chelsea tells
Right.
Chelsea tells where you can find us for the rest of the postseason.
Yeah, check us out on our socials, guys. Thanks for listening. Tune back in next week. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at LaunchCodesFB, on Twitter/X at LaunchCodes. Well, Launch Codes Football for the first four, Launch Codes FB for Twitter. And if you want to join our chat BCC, hit us up for the link. I'm Chelsea.
I'm Daniel,
Happy Wild Card Weekend.
and we'll see you next week.